So on my live stream about a month ago or so, I did a live stream with Ross from TLTG Reviews and the owner and perfumer over at Day 3 Fragrances, Michael Paul, where we were obviously talking about what is my favorite release so far of 2025, Tres Oros. They released that fragrance. If you haven't tried it, you're doing yourself a disservice. It's a very nice semi-gourmand with a bit of freshness. With that said, on that live stream, he was also talking about how he was doing a collaboration with a Christian pop singer named Megan Woods, and they were doing the collaboration with her inspiration into a fragrance called Royal Reflection. He contacted me after that live stream and said, "Hey, do you mind if I send this to you?" And we had a really nice conversation about it, and I was like, absolutely. So he sent it to me. I got some wares out of it now, probably about 2 weeks worth, and so now I want to talk to you guys about the Rose Superfleur that is Royal Reflection by Day 3 Fragrances. So that's what we're talking about today. So without further ado, let's get it. What's good, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Randy, aka FragranceDoud, back at you with another brand new release here that came out in 2025, doing some whiffing and some sniffing. Before we get into the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Everybody smash that like, comment below. Let me know what you think about the house of Day 3. If there's some fragrances that you really enjoy from the house, if you tried this one out, let me know. I'd like to hear in the comments. And again, thank you to Michael Paul over at Day 3, the owner and perfumer, for not only coming on my live, but also for sending me this fragrance. But again, today we are doing my review of Day 3 fragrances, and this is Royal Reflection. And so this is where the bottle comes. I just wanted to show you guys what it comes in. Really nice. I like how they have the fabric inlay, all of that. And then it has a note breakdown on the back. So let's talk about the inspiration behind this fragrance. Again, this is their first collaboration, and it is with Christian pop singer Megan Woods. And so it's inspired by the lyrics of her song, The Truth, which topped the iTunes charts at #1 in 40 countries. I mean, that's crazy. And it was nominated for 3 K-Love Awards. One is the Breakout Single of the Year, number 2 is Female Artist of the Year, and number 3 is the Song of the Year. And she was also named as Amazon's 2025 Breakout Artist of the Year. So, I mean, what a way to start your first collaboration in fragrance than to do it with that. So obviously, if you want to hear the song The Truth, then this is what it sounds like.
The enemy keeps whispering to me, swear these days it's all that I'm hearing. I used to know who I was, now I look in the mirror and I'm not so sure.
I personally have never heard of Megan Woods prior to this. My friend who is big into Christian pop, I mean, as soon as I told him, he was like, man, I'm jealous. I was like, yeah, I mean, this is pretty cool. It's really, really cool. And again, thank you to Michael Paul for sending this over. But this is what the bottle looks like. It is Royal Reflection, and it says Day 3 and Megan Woods. I have now worn this about 4 times, and he did warn me. He said this is like a unisex, slightly leaning feminine, but there is a freshness to it, and the more you wear it, and it also, he said it pairs very well with Escandalo, which I tried it out, and it really does. But with that said, what are the notes for this? It is a Superfleur, so it's not going to have a lot going on with it, but the top note is passion fruit, the mid note is rose, and the base note is musk. I just said there is a specific type of rose. It is French rose, and the base is soft white musk. So I just wanted to give you guys that because I know some people are sticklers. But as you guys know, my wife isn't the biggest fan of rose. Obviously, she's allergic to some rose oils. But for me, I've been really getting into rose fragrances this year, from Halfeti Black Rose, Lomala Rose, Rosé. There's been a lot of rose fragrances that I've actually been coming around to this year. And as soon as he mentioned this, I was like, that sounds like something I would definitely want to try. And so when you first spray this on, you do know, I mean, it is a rose fragrance. And he said the way that he wanted this fragrance to come across, he smelled a lot of deeper rose fragrances. but he wanted to make one that was weightless. Again, I had a brilliant conversation with Michael. I mean, he is a very nice, very easy to talk to person. We spoke for about an hour a couple times, but really, really nice guy. And he did that perfectly. So the way that it's balanced, the way that this rose comes through, it is a light and airy rose. So it's almost like a rose that's blowing in the wind that has a little bit of this undertone of passion fruit. And they're both very high quality. So it's not like the passion fruit that you would get in something like Maybassu Passion Island that comes across more synthetic. This is more closer to like the passion fruit in Porthole, which is a lot more higher quality mixed with this rose oil, which I can just tell you is top notch. It is, again, a rose Superfleur, so it is going to be rose based. It does lean slightly feminine, but as far as nailing it on the head with that weightless, fresh version of the rose, that is, I could see it being worn a little bit more for a woman, but if you are somebody who likes rose fragrances, or even you're getting into rose fragrances, this is probably the number one rose fragrance that I have tried as far as quality. I thought that I would still say that Halfeti Black Rose by Zaharoff, but this one is punching for that top spot because of that weightless aspect. And then I love that kind of like soft, clean, laundry-like white musk that just balances out the rose and that passion fruit to just give it this clean and fresh like feeling while also brightening it up and making it almost a little bit fizzy. And that is what I really, really love about this fragrance. And so anybody who's wearing this, if you like a floral, if you like a floral tone, if you specifically like rose, but you want a fresh rose, you're coming into this, and this might be one of your favorite fragrances. And I'm speaking to women and men here. If you want a weightless rose that has a little bit of this tropical vibe and a little bit of a laundry-like clean white musk underneath it, that is what this is. But don't get it twisted. It's still about 90% rose. But he's right. The first time I sprayed this on, I was like, I couldn't wear that because it does come across a little bit feminine. And again, I was already creeping into rose right now. So having something that leaned a bit feminine for me was a hard sell. And then I wore it a second time. And then I wore it a third time. And even though my wife still doesn't like it, she can just not talk about it. But I absolutely love the fragrance. I can say if there was a rose fragrance that I'm going to wear in specific, this is for me, something that you could easily wear outside. Like for me, most rose fragrances you're going to wear to a wedding, or that's my opinion, you're going to wear to a special occasion. And while this still has that feeling to it, this is also something that also feels like it's a little bit more wearable. And I really love the way that Day 3 has been coming across. I know a lot of people consider them more indie artisan for a while. But I got to say, the last 5 or 6 I've tried, this is more of a mainstream style fragrance. This is a more mainstream style rose fragrance. Bonnie is more of a mainstream. It's like a work style tropical scent. I mean, we got what Aylin. We have Del Mar, Ambar Dominicano. I mean, this is a company that, for me personally, has taken that step up to more of a mainstream brand, and I think that they knocked it out of the park. Is this my favorite from the house? No, because there's a really heavy hitters in this line. And of course, this one is still going to be a rose fragrance, which isn't my favorite style of fragrance. But I can say that if you love rose fragrances, this might be your number one. But that's Royal Reflection, Day 3. How about the performance? What's the performance like? It's a Day 3 fragrance. And somehow, some way, he found a way to do a weightless, lighter, fresh fragrance and made it last. Like, why can't other companies figure out how to do it? It's not going to last you all day. I mean, I did spray it on my hoodie. It was cold the one night, and I sprayed it on, and it lasted till the next day. So it was like 24 hours on clothes plus. But on the day that it was about 80 degrees outside that I wore it, I can say the fragrance lasted about 7 to 8 hours. projecting well above average. I sprayed it about 5 or 6 times, which is about average for this because it is light, but you could spray this 10 times and not fill up a room. It's a very, very well blended, very nice performance. While being above average for the first 2 hours, it does come a little bit lighter as it gets more into that musk as the rose starts to settle down, but the rose never really fully goes away. The musk kind of overtakes it at about 3 to 4 hours, but it's still just going to be like this fizzy laundry, like clean and fresh semi-floral fragrance. And I absolutely love it. I think they did a brilliant job with it. Again, it's a simplistic scent from opening to dry down, but that's what they were going for. And the way that he blended it, the oils that he used, just did a absolutely fantastic job. So again, thank you to Michael Paul. If you're looking for a rose fragrance, look no further than Day 3, Royal Reflection with Megan Woods, and I absolutely think that it's one of the best rose fragrances that I have tried, especially this year, which, again, this year I've tried all the heavy hitters that people have been recommending, and this is probably number 1 or number 2 for me. So, yeah, that is Royal Reflection by Day 3. It's going to be best to be worn in the spring and fall, but you could also easily wear it in the summer. Easy wear summer fragrance. It's an all-season rose fragrance, so I think that's what Megan was looking for, is something that she can wear all year round that will have this light and airy rose feeling. And she did a fantastic job giving those ideas, and Michael Paul putting them onto paper and then again into a bottle. So thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you have any other questions, please let me know. And again, I'll be back with another video, and soon enough, we'll do another Day 3. So thank you guys so much. Peace out.